Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm finally back. Oh my goodness, it's so excited. I literally got an email 5 weeks ago about getting my Google Drive account back up and running, and it then took 5 weeks for them to check me out to see if I'm a real person. Of course I am, Lipstickpaddy. Yeah. And so, my goodness, I've been away 7 months because of my account got hacked. What can I say? I don't know if I should do a video on this. Drop it in the comments if you want to know my story, where I've been, all that stuff. But hey, I'm back telling you of my top Kickstarters of the year. I'm going to do them in video format, not as a roundup video. I'm just going to do each one because they are open for late backing, so this video might be still of use to you, and I'll tell you why I fell in love with these projects. I'm going to start here with Kinfire Chronicles. Oh my goodness me. Are you kidding me? Now, Incredible Dream Studios, it's like a new team, but the designer is Kevin Wilson. And who's he? Well, he's responsible for the Descent series from Fantasy Flight. You know, if you want to call, Fantasy Flight should really change their name. They are really a shell of who they used to be, right? All the big designers have left. Just look at Descent, not 3rd edition. I don't know if you like the new version of Descent, but that was not done by the person that did Descent 2nd edition. We're talking Kevin Wilson left the company. If you'd ask Kevin Wilson, oh, Kevin, imagine if you went to Kickstarter, what would you do? What would he do? Well, this is the game that he talks about. This is his dream game that he would have made if he had access to Kickstarter when he was at Fantasy Flight. Here it is. And oh my goodness, it went under the radar. I can't believe it did. The name alone should have really pricked people's ears up. And only $300,000. Well, hopefully there's a lot coming in on the pre-order. Prices have gone up, I shall say that, and I was a $1 pledger, as I normally am. But I have recently updated my pledge, and I'll tell you how expensive it is at the minute. But hey, now this estimated delivery of August next year is pretty accurate. In fact, they've just sent all their files to the publisher, the makers in China, if you like, the factories. So they'll be getting their production copy soon. They'll be checking, of course, then for printing errors. Does it fit the box, etc., quality of components and stuff. So they are late in the phase. So it's like the last step before they green light it, and it looks like they could possibly green light it within the next couple of months, which would be fabulous. And so yeah, August 2023 does sound realistic. In fact, it's the trend on Kickstarter I've seen this year is more fleshed out Kickstarters are coming, where the campaigns are way more, developed than they have been in the past. So this did come with most of the content ready to show. Now this is the kind of the art style, and it's funny because this art style, it does kind of, it reminds me of the new edition of Descent, but it's as if the new version of Descent had another art pass and it became this, because it just looks so much better, in my opinion. Indeed. The box is going to be great. It's going to have a magnetic opening, so the flap opens up magnetically. The standees look really good. You turn the standee around, you can see the back of the character. Ooh, wonderful. You can see the bases are all color-coded as well, which is great. Got all these components and cards and stuff, and yeah, what are we talking here then? It says it's a cooperative story game. We're talking like a adventure dungeon crawler, but in the world as opposed to in a dungeon per se. And you'll be adventuring around and going into towns and stuff like this. It looks delicious. Solo play coming in the box as well, and with the 6 heroes, there's good, good replayability, especially because it's a choose-your-own-adventure style adventure as well. So that's going to be lovely. And I also like the fact the blue one here, the bard, you can see him with the instrument, gorgeous. And in fact, the way the characters play in a simple way, you'd be quite happy to play with 2 characters, I guess, if you're playing it, which sounds great for solo. And of course, if you're doing it 2-player, you could play 4 characters. That would let you to kind of fill the build with like a tank, healer, support, and DPS, which could be mage or the rogue. Sounds delicious. I like the fact that they've got like a melee fist fighter. I've always been enamored with this kind of class. So yeah, interesting classes, really, really good. So it's got its own kind of world design. It's building on the world of Atios, delicious. And yeah, you can see the box is going to be one of these Calag style boxes. In fact, on one of the recent updates, they've got the white box from the factory, and it's so reminiscent of like Gloomhaven when you open the box. And most of these boxes have the contents of a campaign, so and all this good stuff. Anyway, let's go down. Now it does say there's 20 hours of gameplay. This definitely got stretched. Quick setup is definitely an important thing here, and 60-minute playtime on a campaign, delicious. I mean, come on, with a good teardown as well. So this is everything Gloomhaven isn't. Love the fact there's over 1,000 cards. Are you kidding me? Each class is going to have their own deck. You're going to be able to upgrade, of course, when you level up. And the leveling system is also delicious. You're going to be able to go into towns, go into new shops, get new equipment, and all that juicy, juicy stuff. I love the fact as well that you've got all these tiles that you can visit as well. And there's just so much variety here. I think there's over 90 different enemy encounters, which is more than... I mean, if you look at a video game like World of Warcraft, when an expansion comes up, they don't have 90 different enemies. This game, yes it does. I mean, it's so amazing, the depth of this game. It's so great. Interesting fact, here, you lay all the cards out end to end, it's going to be 112 meters, which is an Olympic soccer field. I mean, come on, football field, just had the World Cup, right? Best World Cup ever? Yeah, what a final. What an amazing player. Messi, he is the greatest of all time. I hate the word GOAT that they're using. I mean, come on, I hate that word. Alright, so we've got the board game, we've got the premium collection. The board game pledge looks to be like the retail, although, retail games have been stretching the 100 limit this year, and as of rising costs, rise of paper costs, rise of delivery costs and stuff. Anyway, it's going to be 150 at retail, so you do save some money here. And it's a very expensive premium tier reward. I think if it goes retail, you'll be able to get the board game for 150. I can see the premium collection box as well going to retail, but that's going to be about $100 on its own with the stuff you're getting on it. Alrighty, so now these side quests, one thing to notice with the side quests, they are as big as a normal campaign quest. They are meaty. You can see they have their own map, new enemy types going to be there, an ally, some cards are going to be there for maybe equipment and all that good stuff. The folio is the box it comes in, essentially. They stretched out acrylics to go with these as well, which is nice. So these new side quests are adding a lot of content. They're pushing the total time. You can probably add an hour to the 20 from each of these. So yeah, cards go in black core. Not that important if you think about it, especially if you're going with the custom card sleeves, which are going to be delicious, because the cards are going to be for the heroes. They're going to have their own art style on the back, so custom art for each of the heroes. Fantastic. More illustrations for the memory cards. Yeah, there's some great amazing gameplay features with this game, which you'll discover when you watch a playthrough, but looks really, really cool. This is an interesting side quest. Comes with 2 maps, which is nice, and I think the acrylic standees are kind of the bosses that could be associated with these side quests, which is really good. Now the bag for the chits here, the art on here is work in progress. In fact, the artist has said she's definitely going to be doing work on this. So yeah, that's wait for the update to see how the bag comes, but that's looking really good. Story cards are getting unique backs to them as well, which is nice. I think these cards do look a little faint. I wish the colours were more popping, more vibrant. It looks like they've got some kind of transparency layer on them, taking out the colour. I would just wish they were that, you know, but hey, this game's already finished, so, you know. Yeah, I like they've unlocked this bonus action and boost card, so they're pushing character development with this. The DI quest folio, this is really interesting. It's like create your own quest, so you've got getting your own folder. You can draw your own enemy types and gear that you get from it. And it's funny because this game is seen like an heirloom game where you might pass it down to your kids, and sometime in the future they might say, oh, this quest is something your granddad designed. Do you want to play his quest? So you could make something really fun here. And I think this is a really fun role-playing addition you could add to your game, where you can kind of design something nice and funny. And you can buy more of these folios if you wish as an add-on. So yeah, be lovely. I like the box upgrade. It's got a fabric pull tab, so you can like get stuff out easier. Sounds lovely. Insert tray, of course. And we're going to actually have an illustration to the welcome box, which is, you know, I do love it when boxes have art in them. In fact, I recently got the Frosthaven. Have I got Frosthaven? I've got a mystery box coming in 2 days from the USA, and I know Frosthaven is delivering, so hopefully it's going to be Frosthaven. What am I talking about? Let's turn around on my shelf. Endless Winter. Yeah, Endless Winter. The box art, amazing inside. They are in the box. So I do love that little attention to detail, making sure that the box is looking amazing, perfect, not letting anything draw the fact that this game is going to be Kevin Wilson's magnus opus. You know, he wants this to be the best game ever. It's his dream game. So yeah. Oh, this is so good. Alternate versions of your characters as well. So if your character changes the weapon or updates their character, you can actually change the card on your player sheet to reflect the new weapon. How cool is that? Yeah. These are the card sleeves that are going to be different for each character. That's delicious. More side quests and 4 standees coming from this one, which is lovely. So yeah, just boosting it out with content. It's definitely going to be pushing 30 hours with replayability, of course. Now, this game was sent out to many different Kickstarters. You know, you might not be a Twitch watcher of board games. I'm certainly not. Switch is normally used for role-playing, isn't it? And this game is a big story-based game. That's why it went to Twitch. And so you get a good opinion here of the story in it, which is very, very good. But yeah, it's collaborative. Yeah, you can both attack the same enemy and combine attacks. Immersive. Yeah, this thing's got foreteller supply. Woohoo! In fact, they are going to be recording soon. They've got the cast of actors for it, and if you've never played a game with foreteller, you know, it's amazing. It's like you're in the 80s putting in a VHS tape to play a board game and listen to what the TV's telling you to do and stuff. But, you know, foretellers, professional actors and actresses, reading out the story, acting as the players, and doing sound effects and orchestral music. So it's so immersive. That's what this word immersion is going from. Story driven, of course, with the choose your own adventure and all that good stuff. And yeah, can't wait to play it with my friends, because it's like a light-hearted RPG. It's not as meaty as, say, Madara, but it's a good gateway into those deeper experiences. Now, if you do get the upgraded box, these enemies will be standees. They do... I really don't like these. But, you know, that's kind of the retail legacy, isn't it, with standees? But yeah, I definitely think you should get the standees for the enemies. Absolutely. So yeah, card driven with vignette stories telling you to go to different cards. Those cards will set up a different map. You'll be fighting heroes. They each have their own health chart, have their own AI, and that's really unique, where all the enemies have got their own different AI charts to follow and stuff like that. Delicious. So yeah, this is interesting. You explore the town, you've got all these locations to go at, you pick a location and it shows you kind of the stock that they've got. This perhaps will evolve as you go through the campaign. So yeah, Dave Walters here. Kinfire Chronicles, a wonderful bridge between RPGs and board games. This is my favourite genre, is this merging of tabletop RPGs and board games. So yeah, it's, you know, gonna be amazing. So we're on to like YouTubers now. This is coming from the BGG team, isn't it? You can check out their preview. Good to have the 2 quests on Tabletopia, of course, to test it. The rulebook is fleshed out as well. You can see the getting started, setting up combat, what's the adventuring like, what's the town exploration, so they're kind of the meat and potatoes of the gameplay. So yeah, here talking about this, it's the perfect way to bridge the gap between any never touched a board game and someone who's experienced. So yeah, it's like a gateway adventure roleplay, which sounds juicy, because I can't wait to get Vampire the Masquerade chapters. That's kind of meaty though, isn't it? And I would prefer bringing someone into this first before tackling another RPG that's a little bit heavier, which would be Vampire. I look forward to playing that solo, probably, or thrusting it on one of my board game groups. We'll see when I get that. Right, board game 99, retail price 150. Ooh, and this is not with tax. So if what's the retail going to be with tax on? It could be upwards of 200 maybe. Who knows? Now, the shipping and taxes is not going to be put on the price until they actually know the shipping. So you are going to have to just realise that when you're backing. The box looks epic, Calyx-sized box with a ton of content, looks delicious. Starter decks are cool. meaty as well. An 18 card starter deck to get to grips with. That's nice. 26 maps as well. This has been stretched out with stretch goals, which is lovely. Now the campaign itself, it says, is just 15 quests, so it's nice to have those. It is nice to have the add-ons, you know, the side quests and stuff like that. So yeah, 32 enemies, but these are going to be added on and split. I don't know where I got my 90 from. I think it's when we go down to the standees, it's going to be 96 for the enemy types, but still a lot of enemies. Loads of points of interest on maps that you can visit, and people to meet. You can see they've got card art here for the people you meet, and loads of different types of cards to boost up your character. Lovely jubbly. Alright, just showing you everything that's in. Now you're getting sleeves for 150 cards. Does that cover everything, really? I really don't know. I guess it sleeves for everything, and if they've stretched it out, they've stretched it out, so we'll see. Interesting, they've got a lead singer of a band to play the game. Right, so here's the premium collection, and if you're late backing you, this has gone up to 199, I think my pledge was, when I late backed. So yeah, prices have gone up and they may go up further, so take that in mind. It says back now to save 50. It's certainly not 225 on the late pledge yet, but it may go up to that. Yeah, so these are all the standees, and what I love about the standees is that you're eventually going to have enough standees and minis where you can just buy a D&D role-playing book and run it. So yeah, the more these I get, the better. Just flesh out any RPG you want to buy. These mats are good. They've got custom art on them. You can see in the latest update, this, when I say latest, I'm talking update 28, depending on when you're watching this video. And as you can see, it's like a little, it's like a shrunken version of the Madara map. Player map, isn't it? Where you're putting cards down of what gear you've got. Madara's quite the beast when it comes to what your character's got on them. Have you seen their playmats? They are almost as big as some board games. It is pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, it's like a streamlined version. Love these coins. This blue metal is certainly unique, isn't it? Foreteller, narration, wonderful. And you've got all of these expanded stuff. Right, so a dwarven sorcerer, fairly interesting. The elven rogue, orcish strategist, okay. A revenant tank, is a non-humanoid robot. The human archer, looking very dapper. And the human bard. It'd be great with the Foreteller app if he's playing music, wouldn't it? In some of the stories. So yeah, they have thrown this game around at different different channels, different Twitch channels, different types of media to play it, because it does have this vastly opening of welcome as like a gateway adventure game, role-playing game. So it is pulling people in from around different genres out there. Alright, so yeah, enemy upgrades in the premium. You've got playmat, you've got the tokens, you get the sleeves, which are going to have unique art on each one. And the foreteller narration. Amazing. Now you can get this as an add-on which adds 4 packs of this. You do get one of these in the main box, so if you want more of these you'll have to add them on. And yeah, if you want a digital map. Who's this for? You know, some role-playing people do have tables. That's a massive screen, so they could, it's for them basically, isn't it? So you can basically use your table as a giant screen and put the maps straight onto it. That's basically for role players, isn't it? Those professional role-playing people that have tables that are big monitors essentially. Yeah, the art of the maps is really, really cool. You can see this one is definitely more serious, with bones and someone who looks like a corpse exploded or something. Oh, not corpse explosion, but maybe a person exploded, I don't know. Guts and blood everywhere. Alright, so you can get to see the playthroughs. I think when you play through, when you watch playthrough, you'll kind of know what it is, and you'll be like, well, this is really cool. So yeah, the Brothers Murphy, Kinfire has snappy turns. I think this has been a little bit of a catchphrase for board game board game YouTubers, isn't it? You know, games of the year, snappy turns is kind of something that people are really kind of loving about games. Yeah. So, you know, pick your poison when it comes to the favourite YouTuber. You only really need to watch, I guess, one video. And, you know, for me, Brothers Murph, I love the team of them. So, you know, you might prefer them. They are kind of funny, aren't they? And, yeah, so there's the timeline. There's something to mention here is the late pledge has been stretched to the new year, right? So you've got more time. It was supposed to end in December, but they felt, you know, everyone's Christmas shopping and all that stuff, it's a bit silly, so they've extended it such like. So you certainly have time to get on it. Not much on Kickstarter to really pander about, is it? It's pretty dead at the minute. It is for me. Is there anything that you want me to cover? Let me know in the comments below, of course. Alrighty, so there we are. Kinfire Chronicles, one of my favourite Kickstarters of the year. Just updated my pledge to full pledge. Can't wait for it. And honestly, peeps, I can't wait that it's going to be coming in the summer next year. And due to the fact that it's so well developed along its production line, so it's, I don't know, it's like in the same position as other Kickstarters that are 3 years old, it feels like. But yeah, this one's coming soon, and really can't wait. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow as I'm doing my favourite Kickstarters all until the new year, I think, of this year. So glad to be back on Kickstarter. Thank you so much for hanging in to the end if you got here and all that stuff. And if you're a subscriber that stayed with my channel this 7 months of nothingness, thank you from the bottom of my heart that you stayed here, and I'm back for you. Of course, I'm back because I just cannot hold my thoughts on how amazing these Kickstarters are, and I'm so happy to come back on Kickstarter in time where you can come back and pledge these beauties. So first one is Kinfire Chronicles, an amazing game. I can't wait to play it, and if you've not heard of this, I'm so happy to bring this to your attention. Please check it out. There's 28 updates from today to look through, and they're all delicious to look forward to. A game that, for me, went under the radar and is looking incredible. Kevin Wilson, his dream game. Are you kidding me? I love roleplay tabletop games. This one was a shoo-in for me. And yeah, like I said, something that you should not have missed, I guess. But, you know, my channel was dead, wasn't it? Because of getting kicked off because of a hacker. But hey, I'm back. Glad to be back. And yeah, so this has been Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, returning, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, bye-bye for now, and Merry Christmas.